Wow. All right. May you just explain about him and where y'all from?
So we're originally from New York City, and we moved to Florida when we were younger. So they were toddlers, and I was a teenager. She currently lives in Florida still. I relocated to California in 2014, and my brother moved there with me in 2016.
All right. Just let me explain, like, Sawandi, may you explain who he was and what was he, like, a person?
Do you want to go?
Yeah.
You don't have to clip it on, just like, yeah.
So my brother was basically like a really fun, loving, energetic kind of person. He was more of the outgoing type he was more like the outgoing type between us two. So it was easy for him to, just go out and be like, oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? To anybody. But he was a very good person, and he always cared about everybody else but himself. Like, he'll always put other people before himself.
So yeah, like she was saying, he was a very selfless person, very loving, very caring. He was always smiling. I remember him as a baby just always laughing and smiling. He was always very happy. He was an avid skateboarder. He loved anime. He had recently joined a boxing camp, and they were supposed to have a match in October, the month that he was taken from us. He was a great uncle. He left behind 2 nieces, both of which he was really close to. What else can I say about him?
Let's see. Can you just explain more about the incident on October 12th, 2019 then?
Yes. So on October 12th, he was at the bus station in El Monte. The thing about California is the local police department is not supposed to show up when incidents happen at the metro station. It's supposed to be the sheriff department. So that's the first issue with that we have as a family. So the El Monte Police Department, as far as we know, they responded to reports of someone on the platform with a weapon. I guess my brother was supposed to be the suspect. He had a backpack in his hand when he was murdered. Before we knew what we knew now, we were only told that someone was sitting on the platform and recorded part of it, and that he was standing and he had on a white tank top and he had a gun in his hand, and the officer that was standing behind him was the one that shot him because he felt his life was in danger. That was all that we had known for almost a year. And then we ended up being able to get the surveillance from the Metro the Metro bus station, and that showed otherwise. So it shows him standing at one point with his backpack in his hand, and he's facing an officer, and they're talking. We're assuming that maybe, talking about like if he had a weapon or not, or like, whatever it is police are supposed to do. At that moment, another officer that is not shown on frame, he's on the street of the bus station, and we believe that that was the officer that actually shot my brother in the hip. He fell to the ground face down on his hands and his backpack. And instead of administering like help, or at least, patting him down to see if he actually in fact had a weapon, 10 officers walked towards him and shot him in his head while he was on the ground. So that's what happened.
And so was there accountability, and like, was it like a march, or like just like speaking against it?
When it happened, we didn't know until like 12 hours later, and it was kind of just like a shock, trying to figure out what exactly happened. And because we didn't have any information, it was really hard to even try to tell anybody what happened, because we only knew what their story was. So after we got the video surveillance, I think that helped us kind of figure out what our demands were, and to protest and do marches and bring awareness to what happened, because not many people knew what happened. There was only like 2 articles written about it. We've gone a couple of times for vigils, and the people in the community, a lot of them actually were there that day that it happened, and most of them don't speak English. And so they would speak to like our comrades that do speak Spanish and kind of like just tell their side of the story. The problem is that the entire community is afraid of the police, and a lot of them are immigrants and not documented, and they're afraid to speak out and kind of help us with anything because they're afraid to get deported.
Okay. Oh, I think that's it for the interview. You guys have any personal statements or like affection by the loss of your brother? Or
You want to say something?
What can I say? Like, well, you go first, but I think.
Well, I will say that we miss him a lot. He was kind of like the peanut butter and jelly to the 3 of us. The 2 of them are Irish twins, so it's kind of odd to not have him. She just turned 22 last week, and so they would have been the same age until next month when he turned 23. This year he'll be 23 next month. His nieces miss him. We miss him.
Basically what she said, you know, we all miss him, we love him, and we just wish he was here to celebrate his birthday and stuff. So.
Because we shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
He should be here.
all right. Thank you so much for this interview. Pretty appreciate it.
Thank
and
you.
justice for Sawandi.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.